Hello and welcome to a virtual field trip to an Ohio pig farm. I'm Jennifer Osterholt with the Ohio Pork Council. We're excited to host this live video chat and farm tour. The goal is to share where food comes from and answer questions about how pigs live on farms and how they're cared for. We're also going to talk about careers that are available in raising pigs and raising food. We would like to thank Farm Credit Mid-America for their support of this field trip, as well as the Ohio and Cargill. I'd like to thank Dan Tolan for offering technical support, and we would like to welcome schools from Anthony Wayne High School. We've got Stryker High School on the line, as well as East Technical High School in Cleveland. So welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining. And we know that we've got a couple schools that will be watching this as a recorded event later on. All right. Further ado, Jeff, can you wave to everybody and say hi? So we've got our featured guest, Jeff Webker is our farmer from Versailles. We're going to show
Morning.
Sorry to interrupt. We're going to show a quick video about careers, and then we will hand everything over to Jeff. Jeff is in Versailles, Ohio. I'll just give you a little bit of background while we're getting the video loaded. And he has mother pigs and baby pigs on his farm. Right, video. Dan, we need some more volume, please.
Bring home the bacon, ham, sausage, pepperoni, and pork chops they love. Life on a pig farm is not just about caring for the pigs. There are countless integral roles that make a farm successful. With thousands of pork-related jobs on family-owned farms, many of today's pig farmers go to college to study agriculture, animal science, or business before they start working full-time on the farm. It takes a team to provide the best animal care on today's farms. With a variety of responsibilities, from caring for pregnant mother pigs to helping piglets get a healthy start. When a litter of pigs is born, their lives begin in the birthing room. A day one care team member is there to ensure delivery goes well and help the piglets begin nursing. Important to help piglets get a healthy, comfortable start. There are a variety of different farms in Ohio. As most pigs grow and are weaned from their mother, they are moved to another barn with different equipment specialized for the next stage of life, where they will continue to grow. While one family may be responsible for the mother pigs, they still work together with growing partners, which are also farm families. The larger farm will offer support staff to work on communication, quality assurance, and troubleshooting. Meanwhile, crop farmers are working to grow corn and soybeans and haul it to the feed mill, where workers process the crops into food for the pigs. Drivers are needed to deliver pig food and transport pigs. In order to keep a farm running smoothly, a team of maintenance staff, including diesel and ag mechanics, as well as feed mill and barn maintenance staff, monitor and repair equipment. Maintenance is a critical component of providing the best animal care. Many elements of farming that go well beyond the barn or field. Like any business, pig farmers must understand operating costs and risks. They rely on support from accountants, bookkeepers, secretaries, building teams, environmental support, insurance specialists, and many more. IT services and data management people may work on-site or remotely to monitor the entire process and collect data to identify opportunities for improvement. After about 6 months, the pigs have reached market weight of 250 to 285 pounds. At this point, they are transported to the meat processing plants, which follow strict government guidelines for processing and handling animals and meat products. From here, the pork is distributed to grocery stores, butcher shops, and restaurants, helping feed Ohio families and the nation. Ohio farmers are proud to share that it takes a team of good people to raise healthy pigs, and make quality pork. We hope you will consider a career on or supporting an Ohio bacon farm. For more information, visit ohiopork.org.
Hey, Jeff, we can see some pigs, but we can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very good. Do you want to share with us what you've been doing today, please, and what life is like on your farm?
Sure. Well, it's been this is an extremely busy day for lots of reasons. First of all, I always tell people I help get my kids on the bus, and we got that done on time this morning with no delay, and we got a little snow down here this morning, but um, and then I start with my feeding up, or I call it around my house. I feed some of the the pregnant sows, gestating sows, in a pen barn that was built in the mid '80s when I was in FFA and in ag education. We still use that barn today, and I also check our gilts that are coming in. And then while I'm doing that, we have a team of 5 full-time employees here out at the farm. Um, and they were doing the morning feeding and normal work that's done every day. But then at the same time, they were getting ready to wean um, about 450 pigs this morning. And they do that once when they're all ready. They can do that in about 45 minutes time. So um, we have a very efficient process to do that. But that's been done this morning. The sows have been moved out. The room has been prepped to be washed, and they took a little break. And if you could hear the humming in the background, which I'm sure you cannot, there's pressure washers running in the background. And I have 3 of the 5 employees are pressure washing rooms that will be washed today, disinfected later this afternoon about 2 to 3 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning at around 7 a.m., we will refill the farrowing crates, is what this sow is laying in right here. We'll put a new mom in there, or a new sow in there that is getting ready to have pigs, and she'll be then ready to farrow in about 4 to 5 days. So we've been busy doing that this morning. I also it's that video is so appropriate. I also had to unload a pallet off of a semi this morning because we have a feed motor and drive that needs replaced. So that just come about an hour ago. And so that'll be on the project or on the agenda to replace either later today or tomorrow. So that's just been the morning so far. Normally we depend. Some mornings we have a lot of pigs being born. This morning I have 2 active sows farrowing, or that are haven't quite finished up, but they're pretty well done. So these pigs here that you're looking at, I think, are 2 days old. And so
Farrowing, that's mother pigs giving birth, correct?
correct, yeah. So farrowing is mother pigs giving birth. And you can see we've got some different colors in here, some spotted pigs, which is what we would call that one. Most of them are white or pink, and then a couple of pigs with that are mostly dark colored or black. So actually there's a 3rd spot pig in here. So we'll get, I'll kind of move them around. They were nursing here a little bit ago. Most of the pigs are white, but we do have a little bit of a color. They're bred to a Duroc boar for meat quality, for aggressiveness. We want a pig that's pretty aggressive and durable and tough. Oops, excuse me. And so all the sows are pretty much a white female, kind of a land race. I'm sure some of you've learned about breeds. I'll show you. You can see her floppy ears. That's indicative of a landrace breed. You can see that one there as well. So they're landrace based. York landrace-based sow, crossbred. They're Newsham company NC32s, which doesn't mean anything to you, but that's the genetic line, and they're bred to a PIC boar, a 359. You could look that up on the internet and see what that boar looks like. That we own as well. So that's kind of the background, a little bit of genetics. I'm sure many of these classes are also learning about genetics as well as animal care. So a little bit about the building and animal care. You know, Sal is in this just our farrowing stall. She's got full feed. She gets fed through that tube, and the system is brought up. The feed is brought in that way, and she is fed by hand up to 4 times a day. And you can see there's a nipple water. That's how all of her water is provided. And then down here, there's a nipple water for the pigs. Once they get older, they'll start to drink a little bit of water, not much. And so the flooring is a metal type flooring. It's very easy to clean and does very well. And as you can see, the building, this room was washed last week about this time. And so you can see there is 56 farrowing crates in this room, 56 sows that'll give birth. Most of them, there's only about 6 or 7 that have not. So that gives you a little general overview. We still use a heat lamp to keep them warm. And somebody asked before how warm it is. It's 71 degrees, so it's probably as warm, if not warmer, than your house. And once the pigs get a little older, we'll be about 68 degrees. But underneath here, and I can show you, right here's there's a temperature probe right there, and it's about 84 degrees right here under where those pigs are at. That's ideal for a pig that's about 2 to 3 days old.
And Jeff, we've got snow delays today. So what's the temperature outside? As I know.
Yeah, it's probably about 20 degrees, and the wind chill's probably about 15 or 10. So it's when I just come back from unloading that semi or that pallet off the semi. It was really bright out, sunny, but it was really windy. So yeah, it's pretty chilly outside. So we've got minimum ventilation fans that are running, but the fans that are there, and they're kind of behind the feed tubes. They are not running, which is normal. And as it would warm up, like this weekend, everything is computer controlled, and that'll turn on automatically and keep it right about 70, 71 degrees in here. Another question, Jennifer?
So Dan showed when we began a picture of the outside of your barn, Jeff, and we also saw in the video barns are a bit bigger than we picture, and they're not quite the old style big red barn. So do you want to talk about how things have changed over time? We'll spend a few minutes on that and then a few minutes on what kids eat. If you're comfortable with those questions.
Sure. So Dan, I think, just popped up a picture of our barn, and I don't have an aerial, but if you could imagine to the left of that picture, about 1,500 feet back when I was a kid, under 5, 6 years of age, we actually, the pigs were born outside in a kind of a thicket area. And a day like today, probably not too many of them would survive. So things have changed dramatically. So in the same field today, we have about 2,000 sows. We have about 1,000 baby pigs born per week, all in a nice climate controlled barn. We've had lots of people in here before that can't believe how clean it is. I mean, there's very little odor because of the ventilation and the type of manure handling systems that we employ. And so it's a warm, clean environment that is very conducive for pig health. Having a healthy pig is the #1 thing, because pigs are very susceptible to diseases that can be very devastating here on the farm, especially PRRS, which you may or may not have learned about, but it's porcine or pig respiratory and reproductive syndrome. And then another one that you may or may have heard of in the last 3 or 4 years, which is called PEDV, which is porcine epidemic diarrhea virus. Those two diseases or viruses are extremely detrimental to an operation like ours, where we're giving birth to pigs on a daily basis. So keeping them clean is extremely important. We change our boots and coveralls. You didn't, I kind of showed a little bit ago when I went into the nursery. We have a foot bath, so we dip our feet in there to make sure that we keep those pigs extremely healthy as well. We wean once a week, or we deliver pigs once a week. That's another thing that we do to keep our pigs as healthy as possible. So we're not leaving the farm every day or a couple, 3 times a day. So yeah, all those things are extremely important in swine production.
So Jeff, your goal is not to bring any germs in on your hands or your feet or your clothes that might not affect humans, but could get the pigs sick. And,
correct.
And some of the germs that you're talking about, like a diarrhea, it might slow the pigs down from growing. And then typically they'll recover. In worst case scenario, it can cause some mortality. So those are things that you're working hard to protect against to keep pigs healthy and growing as well as possible.
Correct. You know, if you Google PRRS or PEDV, you'll realize that it can be very detrimental, and it can involve a lot of mortality or death of a baby pig. Not so much of the sow, but of the baby pig. So keeping those diseases out are very critical. If you're thinking about being involved in swine production on the farm, you'll realize that where you've been the night before, what you've done the day before is extremely critical. Many of us have been to a county fair before. That's a place that, you know, is has pigs, has different animals, and lots of different people. So when you go to a county fair, you got to think about where your feet have been, and we don't allow anyone into the barn that's not been away from pigs for 48 hours. So we're very, very particular. If you go to the county fair, you've got very strict rules to follow if you're an employee and you come here. So yes, we look at lots of different things on a daily basis, and are very excited and proud to be able to do what we do, because a lot of pork chops, ham, and sausage start on our farms.
And we thank you. We thank you for the work you do. So I've got a sample of different feed ingredients. One of the most common questions that we get is, what do pigs eat? And several of those watching may know, and some may not. So if you want to show a sample in your hand, I've got one here too. Jeff's going to hold up this, which is the finished feed product, and it's made up of corn and soy, both of grows.
Yeah, I missed the last of that. Yeah, but our feed is made here on the farm. We grow all of our own corn. The soybeans, we do grow soybeans, but those are taken to a Cargill facility at Sydney, Ohio. Some of you may know where that's at. And it is processed for soybean oil, and then the byproduct is soybean meal, as Jennifer just mentioned. And then we add a premix, which has phosphorus and calcium in a very specific ratio, and then some amino acids that you may have learned about, like lysine, methionine, L-threonine. Those are all 3 amino acids that we are adding on a very specific basis to this feed to balance it very specifically for a sow that is we call lactating or giving milk. So, you know, a sow, as you can see here, everything gets wrote down. These pigs were born on the 7th. She got 9 pounds of feed, 3, 3, and 3. And then the second day, 12. And today she's gotten 6 pounds of feed. And you can tell when it's time to feed, she'll get another 3 or 6 pounds of feed as well. So when we go down here to a room that shows some bigger pigs, you'll see that I think it's important to remind everyone that in 21 days, that pig there that's about 3 pounds will go to about 12 to 15 pounds in 21 days. So they'll add 9 to 12 pounds of growth, or of weight, I should say, in 21 days, all from their mother's milk. So having a great clean water supply and a lot of feed makes it possible for her to produce a lot of milk to make those pigs put on the weight that they do in a short amount of time. So and I remind people then, and 6 months later, they're 250 pounds. So they go from 3 pounds to 250 pounds in 6 months. And that's all just the way, the pigs are bred today. We feed them very, very, very specifically for every stage of growth. And when they're healthy and they're fed that way, they grow very quickly.
Very good. So we're here in the farrowing rooms where the baby pigs are born and stay with their mom until they're finished eating milk and they go on to solid feed. And I believe you're taking us next to the nursery rooms where you hold the pigs until you take them to other farmers, which grow the pigs out until market weight.
We'll just slip into the nursery, and I showed the class here a little bit ago. These were weaned this morning, and you can see how they're raised. They would be in a barn or a room like this for about, if they were going to a different farm, you'll see them start to wake up here, in a barn like this for about 6 weeks. And in this room, we call it a holding room. It's right next to some of the farrowing crates. Pigs just for 4 days. So we start them. It's 81 degrees in here right now. I want to show you that we have zone heating. There, see the red glow of that? And so it's putting heat down on the floor. This is nice and cozy, the metal. And then these pigs here will stay here and get a nice start on feed and water. They've got a back, the pigs behind it. I call that a cup waterer. And then the pigs pellet is there and the feeder's full. And when we also put pellets on the mats and what's called First, it's a very milk-based product that smells good. And those pigs, they were just weaned about 2 hours ago, so they don't know what that is yet. But by tomorrow morning this time, they will be eating like crazy, taking off and doing well. So I really like pigs at this stage. I'm going to make a little bit of noise. You'll just watch how they'll jump up. You'll just see how they jump up just by doing a little bit of noise. So we need people that are interested in taking care of pigs like this and checking on them for them. So I know you showed a careers video, and as many of you are in high school and wondering what to do, this might be an industry where we do need lots of people to work on farms and to be involved in all the aspects of farms as well, and animal production.
Hey, Jeff, do you mind this has been great. Thank you for showing us around this room. Do you mind holding still and we can just maybe look at how some of the pigs move around and walk around? That would be great. And then for the classrooms, if we have any questions, we can just go right across the board. We can begin with Anthony Wayne High School. Are there any questions from Anthony Wayne? We'll go there first. We'll go to Stryker High School second and East Technical High School third. So any questions at Anthony Wayne for Jeff?
We're in the middle of 2 periods, so the class that I have right now has not seen anything except for the last 2 minutes because of our 2-hour delay schedule. So I don't think they really have any questions at this point in time.
Well,
we'll have
go ahead.
a link that we can send you to watch to show another time. So we apologize. The snow delay has certainly been frustrating for a few of you.
No, that's okay.
Stryker High School. Any questions?
They will. What's so who has a question? Stryker. I need somebody to stand up over to the laptop to ask a question.
I'm sure the fellow in the front with the plaid shirt, he looks like he's pondering a heck of a question.
How heavy is one of them sows that are breeding?
Okay, very good question. So a mature sow is about 450 pounds on average.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they have babies that are born that are 3 pounds. So the gestate or the farrowing crate that you saw with the bars are specially designed down that she doesn't crush the baby pigs so quickly, but she definitely, that is our biggest loss, is when a sow lay down and lay on a baby pig. Another question in that room. He's stretching good. I don't know. He might have a question.
East Technical will be getting a question ready.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Emma has a question for you. She's just too shy to get up there and ask it. So she's going to try to ask it from her seat.
Go ahead.
Okay. How many pigs are born in a litter?
Excellent question. So we average born alive about 13 pigs per litter, and we'll wean a little over 11 to 11 and a half. So unfortunately, we will lose over 10% of those pigs from lots of different reasons. But yeah, we average close to 13 born alive.
Come stand up here.
Thank you for those questions. What's your question, sir?
All right, Malik, you're on.
Okay, how do you take care of pigs when they are sick?
Very good question. How do you take care of pigs when they're sick? Well, we really work hard to keep them healthy. We do vaccinate the moms to keep them healthy as well. Iron deficient. So within the first 24 hours, all the pigs will get an iron shot. They'll get about a half of a cc, or if you've learned, a cc is equivalent to a milliliter. Cc or a half a milliliter of penicillin, because they have their umbilical cords are open and prone to infection. So that helps with that. About 5 days later, they'll get another booster iron shot as well. And then the tails are clipped and the male hogs are castrated. So we work to keep them, warm, to keep them from getting sick, keep them dry, and then we vaccinate the sows and give those pigs those iron shots to keep them their immune system good and healthy. So if they do get sick, we have to give them an individual shot, which doesn't happen that often in this farm. They'll get a shot of it's kind of like aspirin or something for pain for infection, dexamethasone. So those are the things that we'll give occasionally, but not very often. When they move out of a room like this, if they do get sick, treated sometimes through their water, and that'll make them healthy. That's the way that they'll be treated, is through their water. Another question from any of the classrooms.
Well, great.
Any more questions?
I see.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, okay. Somebody coming up.
Okay. What is the most common illness or disease that kills the pigs?
The most common, Mr. Stryker, football there, I think. If they're sick, it could be flu. That really doesn't kill them. It will make them not feel good. But the diseases I mentioned earlier, PRRS, PEDV, will be very, very detrimental to a baby pig. Other than that, just the physical aspects of their mother, now, laying down on them is the biggest reason we'll lose a baby pig. Other questions?
The ways that you work to keep clean and keep germs out. But if pigs would happen to get sick, you identify it very quickly to help them as soon as possible by walking through the pens, getting the pigs up each day, looking at every pig, identifying what needs they have, correct?
Yep, correct. Like the room I'm in here, be in here 4 to 6 times today, checking on them, getting them up. If you can imagine, and they're just hanging out here in the corner, they're just sleeping. Just were weaned. They were just taken off their mother 2 hours ago. And the mother, when she'll nurse, sound, and that wakes the pigs all up. Well, in here, there's no mother to grunt. So we have to walk through them, and we take a little rattle paddle or a little rattle jug. All of you probably know what airsoft BBs are. It has airsoft plastic BBs in it, and we just shake it and wakes them all up, and they'll all get up. And like here, they're just kind of looking at that feed. Tomorrow, when you get them up, they'll all eat. They'll stand up for 15 minutes and they'll eat, used to their new way of finding their nutrition. So yeah, pigs get walked through. Someone is in our barn from 6 a.m. in the morning to about 6 p.m. at night. So someone's out here for 12 hours checking on sows that are having babies, feeding, cleaning, washing, lots of different things. We spend a lot of time feeding our sows, walking through individually.
All right, well, let's take one more question from East Technical High School in Cleveland, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, so we've not had the chance to discuss withdrawal time. Here in Cleveland, we have a lot of people who don't understand what antibiotic-free pork is, or, there's a lot of controversy with that. So can you discuss what it means from the farm standpoint? What is a withdrawal time, and how does it affect the meat that we purchase at the store?
Sure. So some medications will have a withdrawal time. Iron that I mentioned has no withdrawal time, because it's iron. But the penicillin that we add to it does have a huge withdrawal time. A baby pig, it gets a shot, a half a cc of penicillin. Time is 60 days. So we could not do, this pig, the baby pigs that get it at 3 days and 5, or a day and 5 days old. Obviously, they're not going to be marketed 180 days or 150 days. So all medicines that are given, other than like an iron, which is a supplement, withdrawal time. Some of them don't have a withdrawal. Some are 7 days, some are 21 days. Most of the vaccines that we give have a 21-day withdrawal period. And then, which most farmers, other than when they're really small, will never, ever, ever give farm, because of the withdrawal time is 60 days. And it's something that is very medically important in human medical issues as well. So we adhere to those strictly. Every animal that is sold is identified by a premise ID number or a special ear tag if it's a sow. So if they would ever find something, they come back to the farmer, and you get, first of all, you can't market or sell the animal, and then they say, why did you do this? But we go to special classes. Actually, tonight I have a class that I'm taking for my 2 part-time employees, 2 high school students that are both in FFA and Ag Ed classes, and then 2 of my employees that will be trained in what's called PQA Plus, or Pork Quality Assurance Plus, and they will go a 2-hour training and take a 50-question test, so they understand what a withdrawal time is, so they understand certain biosecurity things that have to take place on a farm. They understand why we have to change needles between pigs and sows. So they'll be educated and learn about that as well. But when you buy something in the store, it would not have anything that would have any residue or any type of a meat residue, because of those withdrawal times that are very closely scientifically researched and then told to the farmer, and then we adhere to them through our veterinarian advice, and it's marked on every bottle. Excellent question.
Yeah, just to summarize, when you give an antibiotic, it does its job, it helps the pig, and then there's a certain amount of time that it takes to work out of the system, and that's the determined withdrawal time. So as Jeff was saying, he's not allowed to sell anything that for meat that has not passed the proper withdrawal time. So there's lots of records kept to make sure that those animals are tracked. And these are all the reasons that it's easier just to keep pigs healthy than it is to try to have to go through that. So that's farmers' number one goal. Great questions. We really appreciate the participation from everyone that has joined. We know we've got requests for more classes to watch this as a recorded later on. So thank you for that interest. Jeff, we really appreciate all of your work and dedication. We know, like you said, you're very busy. Thanks for taking the time to show us your barn, to share what you do, and thanks for raising food. Do you have anything to close with before I share our website and how to find more videos?
Well, I just want to thank all of you for taking the time out. I have a sophomore in high school and a 7th grader as well, and they help a lot on the farm, especially on the weekends. So I appreciate you taking the time to learn more about pork production. If you have an interest in working on a farm like this, for sure there's opportunities out there. The classroom from Stryker mentioned that there's going to be a new packing plant become operational in late August or September. And so for Northern Ohio, there'll be lots of opportunities to be involved in pork production. So we're happy that you joined. Please tell your friends and family about it, and keep eating pork. And Jennifer will have more information on where to go on the website. Thanks again.
Thank you all for your time. OhioPork.org is a great place to find more videos to help answer more questions that you may have about farms and pork. And let's wrap up by giving our farmer, Jeff Webker, a round of applause, please. And then we hope you all have a good day.